Welcome back, everybody. This is Wings of Wax, and we are here to play some Slay the Spire. So last time we actually ended up getting to the heart, and we got him down to about 15 to 20% of his HP before we died. So I know that we are getting really close and making stronger decisions to be able to defeat the heart. So I think we are really, really close. It could be this set of videos that's able to be able to kill him. So let's get started here. We have the Ironclad, as I'm sure you are all aware of, as we keep dying, is the Ironclad. But all right, so we have choose a card to obtain. We have 100 gold. We have transform 2 cards, lose max HP. What does our route kind of look like here first? So obviously getting to this guy would be beneficial because then we can actually pick up a key piece early on. Because I have noticed that we can only pick up... There's one key piece that you can get from one of these flaming elites. There's another one that you can pick up from the campfires. And there's another one you can pick up from the chest. So from what I've noticed, those are the only 3 places that you can get them. And they're all specific to their color, whether it's ruby, sapphire, or emerald. I forget which one is which. I think this one is... Sapphire. That's the only one that I actually remember. Actually, no, this is Sapphire, this is Ruby, so this must be Emerald? I think that's correct. So, we're learning, and it looks like we have the scaly guy, I can't remember, the one that you hit and he transforms into a ball that has thorns and stuff like that. I forget exactly what his name is. I should probably remember. But it looks like this is a pretty good path to be able to go up, get a couple of combats, but also a couple of question marks here. Is that the true correct choice to be able to go down? The only issue is, like, we're going to be taking probably some damage throughout these. Actually, we might not take some damage throughout, because this is only Act 1, so. Do we have a shop we could potentially get to? We have this shop. So 100 gold, actually, is not terrible. So we could probably pick up a relic there. I'm okay with that. I think that's fine. Not sure what the best choice was, but I feel like that was pretty close to being one of the best choices. So I would like to strike both of these and be able to put up a defend. Just try to get their armor off. Only take 1 damage here, but then they should both be dead here. So and there we go. We heal back up to full. I would like to hold this until the heart if we can potentially do that. So Headbutt is actually a really good card. It's always going to be a good card, and it doesn't need to be upgraded. You actually don't need to upgrade like Headbutt, like ever, because it's just a good card by itself to be able to put cards back on top of your deck. True Grit is the other second choice here, though, but I think Headbutt is just a stronger card for us right now. Gaining 5 max HP is probably more beneficial than going for Regret, since the relic is just a random relic. Yeah, max HP. I'd rather not get cursed if I can help it, because then we're just going to take extra damage if that's the case, and I don't really want to do that. I'm game for going for like a bash here, strike on this guy. We could just like kill this one, but I feel like we can always kill that one. Let's actually go for extra damage on this one, because maybe we can just kill this next turn. Grab 2 strikes and be able to just defeat it. We are weakened, so that is a problem. We can not kill that unless we use 3 attacks. So it's just more beneficial to us to just go for like a headbutt to deal extra damage. Might as well go for the bash so we can set up to be able to kill this guy next turn. And yes, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, we can deal a 4 here, and we're going to take 3. We're going to be able to generate, 6 health at the end of combat anyways, so he's just dead no matter what. Let's move on. Uppercut's a pretty good one. We don't really have a way to be able to take advantage of Heavy Blade yet, but Uppercut I think is reasonable and probably our second choice to upgrade. We will lose 11 HP to gain some extra gold here. Hopefully we don't take any damage on this fight then. Do we go for the Headbutt first? Nah, I mean, this just makes sense. Keep the vulnerable on him. We can afford to take technically 6 even though I don't want to. This will deal more damage to him, but he won't be vulnerable for next turn. This will deal 18 damage. So what's that? 24 and 15. So it's not enough for a double strike to be able to kill him. So I actually think we go for a bash here and then go for the defend. Okay. Because that way, if we draw 3 strikes here, we can just kill him, which we drew uppercut, which is reasonable. So let's go for the uppercut, and we should just be able to kill him. We get clothesline. I'm like never going to take dual wield unless we have like some 0 mana cards to take advantage of, or some good powers that are 1 mana to be able to take advantage of. Thunderclap is reasonable too. I do think that clothesline is actually decent enough and reasonable enough to be able to go for. We do get the clothesline. These guys are starting with +2 strength. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. I would like to whittle down this one. The reason why I'm whittling down this one is because we have to potentially be able to kill him next turn. Probably not, though, since we don't have enough damage. But as long as we, like... We're trying to make it so that way, like, they're swapping off between who's attacking and who's putting the debuffs on us, or not the debuffs, but putting the negative cards into our deck. So I'd like to be able to take one out if we potentially could. We do get the option to be able to headbutt, so I think we should, and put clothesline back on top. Do we just double defend here? We have a campfire right after. I'd like to try to deal some more damage to this guy, so I'm actually thinking we just take the 22 damage here. Or we could just take 5. I think it's worth it to put the extra damage on this guy. Make sure he's just dead. We're taking extra damage for this, but we're like guaranteeing that this guy's going to be dead really soon, and we don't necessarily have to go after him right now, so... and if I go for this, he's going to get vulnerable on him. Since we're not going to be able to probably kill this one on the following turn. Is it better to do that or just go for like a bash to be able to knock this guy out? It does make it so we don't get any more dazes from one of these, which is probably more reasonable. Yeah, I think it's just better to just kill this. We're going to take 6, which is, you know, a lot, but I still think it's worthwhile. I would like to defend, make sure we don't take up too much damage. We're not going to be able to deal enough to be able to kill this guy in the following turn, so we're going to go after this one. So that way we can try to prevent some damage incoming throughout the next couple of turns. We do have Headbutt. Headbutt can get to us, what? Uppercut. Uppercut is not terrible to be able to remove and be able to apply vulnerable to this guy. So I think that is worthwhile. I want to make sure we can kill this next turn. We do have the Uppercut, which actually does deal him enough damage. No, it's actually 1 off. So we do have to take 11 more damage here, if that's the case. Ugh. And we're not drawing a strike next turn. So yeah, we have to actually go for this. Okay. We've eaten a lot of damage, but that's what happens when they have, you know, an extra buff on them, is they just deal extra damage, you know? They're already tough enough to be able to defeat on their own. Yeah, let's just let's go for the Headbutt first, because I don't really want to put a defend on top of our deck. We'll just double defend. I'm just trying to prevent as much damage now as possible since we only have 1 left. So we're going to take it a little slow. Let's remove the debuff from you. That's all we can do. And obviously the Uppercut dealt more damage, which is why we went for that instead. Clothesline is reasonable enough for us here, and then we can actually just go for to be able to kill you. So perfect. We have Shuriken. Every time you play 3 attacks, you gain a strength. So we have somewhat of a direction to be able to go in. Disarm is really good. Yeah, I think we take Disarm here. Combust is reasonable enough too, and Perfected Strike is fine, but Perfected Strike I think it's worse because we're going to try to get rid of some strikes from our deck, so... Disarm, though, is going to be helpful against, like, the Heart Fight and all that. Let's see. We have another Campfire coming up right after this. So I can afford to Smith, and I will Smith... Is it better to Smith a Bash or Smith an Uppercut here? I think an Uppercut is just better for us because Uppercut by itself right now is just not very good. And yes, we would like to go to a shop because we have 356 gold. I like gold. None of these like super duper stand out to me. Thinking we just go for like either a Ginger Eternal Feather. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 HP whenever you enter a rest site. So just for entering a rest site, we actually gain it. So I'm actually, that sounds reasonable, because then we can upgrade another card at the next rest stop, which is like right here or right here, depending on which direction we want to go in. Does it really matter which direction? Because they're both going to actually lead to be able to fight this elite if we want it. I think that's worthwhile. Like, Weakened is, Ginger actually is really good too. Can we use Ginger and card removal service? No, we cannot. We don't have enough gold for that. So I think actually going for the feather is reasonable. Hand Drill actually is worthwhile too, though. Oh. These are all reasonable. They're not like, amazing trinkets, relics rather. But they're all reasonable. I'm not sure which one is actually the best here. I do think since we are being a little bit more aggressive, that like Ginger probably takes the cake, or maybe even Hand Drill here. I kind of like taking the Hand Drill and the Anger and still being able to remove a card. Can we take the feather and do that? No, we can't, right? No, we can't. Not enough gold there. So I do think we take the Hand Drill. And I'm okay with taking an Anger here, because we do actually have a Shuriken to be able to take advantage of this. So I think that is worthwhile. And then we can get rid of a Strike. Since we have plenty of aggressive cards right now, we did want to be able to get rid of a card from our deck, so... Ooh, Pantograph is actually really good for us since we're at a low life total. So I will take that in a heartbeat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to be gaining some health no matter what from here, so we should consider upgrading a card. If we do, what card are we upgrading? Probably just a Bash, right? Yeah, like it's either we go for the weak. They're both incredibly good. I shouldn't say incredibly. They're both good. 3 weak. Or 3 vulnerable. I think at this point, the weak might just be better. Since we also did just pick up the Hand Drill. So yeah, I think we actually do pick that up. And we go for an upgrade clothesline here. All right. I could go for another campfire, actually. That's worthwhile before I get to that elite. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I didn't get the health back. Why didn't I? Oh, because I didn't take the feather. You idiot. You fool of a took. All right. We can still get 3 hits in this turn, so that's good. So we get our +1. We're going to be looking for cards like Sword Boomerang and Pummel and stuff like that, too, so... 10 will split you, but the problem is that I'm not sure we actually want to split you here. Yeah, we should. Yes. Yes, we should. Yes, we should. Because if he wasn't going to be vulnerable in the next turn anyways, so yeah, it makes more sense to be able to do that. 10, which we can kill you with this, plus a strike. And I might as well just put some extra damage on you, since... playing defensive right now with only one of you alive is not something we want. Is not the correct plays. I don't think it's worth it for us to go for another uppercut. I think Twin Strike, though, is worth it, especially with the strength upgrades, so... we do get another Smith option. Is that worthwhile? It's a little greedy, to be fair, but we do have a regeneration potion, so I'm thinking that we actually go for it here. Problem is, like, what do we upgrade? Probably just Bash, right? Yeah, I think Bash is just worthwhile. Let's go. Alright, this guy is kind of a pain in the butt, but at the same time, we got a pretty decent draw, so I can't really complain. I guess the question is, like, do we pop this regen potion? I think we do, because I think it's going to survive a little longer. Oh, wow, we actually got the Hand Drill, too. Awesome. Yeah, let's weaken him. That would be great. And then we got the Strike. Like, we're going to be taking damage on this guy no matter what. I just want to try to take him out as quickly as possible because he does put a debuff on us. Disarm is not a terrible choice, though. Is there anything, like, particular we actually would want? Uppercut is actually really good. Although, Clothesline is probably better than Uppercut since we already have 5 weak on you. So, yeah, let's go for the Clothesline on top. Clearly, we're going to be angering you. Do we disarm to potentially... No, I don't think we do. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's just better to be able to deal him the extra damage. Although... Is the 2 life that we're saving this turn and potentially next turn really worth, you know, putting 10 damage on him? I think 10 damage is way more beneficial to us right now. Okay. We drew the clothesline and the uppercut, so, you know. Not sure it matters. They both... Actually, this one deals more damage, technically, so... Yep. And death. Right. Vulnerable. Right. So, Art of War, if you do not play any attacks during your turn, you gain additional energy at the next turn. So, we have no ways to really fully take advantage of, like, any of these. And, like, I've been taking Clash too highly in previous episodes, and I don't think it's actually that good, especially when you get to the heart. So, I'm actually leaning to just skip here, since I don't think Rupture is really worthwhile, since we're not losing any HP, and Brutality is fine. But I don't think Brutality is worth the inclusion to this deck. I just, like, I'm not really a big fan of this card anymore. Like, it used to be high up on my list, but, you know, drawing cards is good and all, but nah, I don't think it's that great anymore. Lose 7 HP to remove a card. I mean, we could just heal. We have nothing that we actually want to, like, upgrade right away. Like, Disarm's probably the next upgrade. Maybe Twin Strike. Yeah, I'm okay with losing some HP here to lose another card. Let's go for another strike here. Let's gain some HP. Alright. This guy is not too bad to fight against. He is kind of a pain, but he's really not terrible. We could get a strength increase if I don't go for the disarm here. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile. Maybe I should put the anger actually on top of my deck, since I know we want to be able to get another strength increase. Yeah, that actually was a better play. That's too bad. Attacking us for 24. I'd like to make you vulnerable. And obviously doing nothing else really matters here, so pass. If we actually put the anger on top, we could have gotten another strength increase there, so that actually was a misplay, in case you were wondering. That really was. Do we bash to apply 3 more vulnerable? I think it's worth the 3 damage that we're taking. Alright, we need some defense here. We got disarm. Okay, that's reasonable. And I think we just go for the defend here. We're taking 3 damage. This is fine. The Pantograph actually made quite a bit of a difference to be able to come into this fight and not take too much health away from us. Another bash to be able to apply some more vulnerable. I like that. I don't know if 8 damage... Like, we can either prevent 5, take 3, or we can deal 10 this turn. I think it's worth actually dealing the 10 damage. Oh, wait. We still have extra energy. Is that because we cast Art of War? I think we had Art of War trigger. That's why. We'd like to put like a defend on top of our deck, I think. Since we're going to be... Like, I would like to put like Clothesline on top, but we're not going to be able to cast it and take full advantage of the weak that's on him. So I think actually like... Headbutt putting a defend on top is reasonable. And we can plow through some of this. He is vulnerable forever. That's what this comes down to. Yeah. So we can cast all of these and still be able to apply some damage to you. I appreciate that, game. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. We can Clothesline, which will make us take 3, but we're preventing 4, so it actually still is worthwhile here. And obviously we have a defend. We're going to be taking a little bit of damage. Is it worth taking 8 to get another strength bonus? I think it is. actually. Which actually would be more than 8. It would be 9 instead. For another strength bonus, though, I think that's worthwhile. I think it's worth it. This deals more damage than a strike. Nope, it does not. So... death. There we go. We did it. We got a regen potion, too. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Well, we were looking for a direction, and I think we were being spoon-fed a barricade here. Bludgeon Reaper, also good cards, though. But, yeah, we don't quite have any defensive cards yet, though, but we still have 2 more acts to be able to plow through to be able to try to get this barricade rolling. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. What else we get here? So this will make it so the attacks... Is that what they're called? They're just called attack? Anger. Anger is what I'm thinking of. We'll make it so that angers will be a bit more difficult to be able to cast. Black Star is reasonable. You can no longer smith at rest sites, which is unfortunately what we want to be doing to try to get this barricade rolling, which unfortunately we're not going to be able to go for we're not going to be able to go for the upgrade to our mana, which is really beneficial, but Is that actually the case? Like, if we go for the extra mana, we can still be able to cast this and a defend in the same turn? It just means we can get greedier with our life total, basically, is what that means. Because we're going to be going to all the rest stops that are going to be giving us HP if we do that. This is actually really tough. Like, Black Star is really good. Velvet Choker I'm actually okay about with... I think is reasonable enough to play with the Ironclad. I feel like a lot of the other classes it's not really, but... Do we choke ourselves here, basically? That's what this comes down to. I mean, the only time we're ever going to really, like, fully take advantage of it is if, like, we get, what, Art of War to trigger. And that would be the only time I feel like it's going to come up in the next act, at least, where Velvet Choker is not going to be beneficial. Yeah, I think we go for the Velvet Choker here. So it says you gain an extra energy at the start of your turn, but you can't play more than 6 cards per turn. I think we take that. All right, that's the end of this episode, though. Hopefully you guys, ladies and gentlemen, enjoyed. Yeah, thank you for all the support lately. It's greatly appreciated. It makes me want to be able to go and actually create more content. So I know I say that every episode, but it's true. It is legitimately true. So, you know, all the support goes a long way. Being able to just leave a like or a comment, taking that 5-10 seconds out of your day to just leave something a little special for me is it goes a long way. And I appreciate everybody that's doing it, everybody that, you know, is watching the videos too. That does really help. Yeah, thank you everybody that's gone out of their way to be able to help and support the channel. I appreciate it greatly, and much love to you all. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to see where this leads us to, because we are starting to head down a path where I feel like we're going to have a better chance against the Heart. So I hope you're excited, because if we defeat the Heart in this one, I'm going to be ecstatic, because then we can move on to the next character, which is probably going to end really quickly because the other characters I feel like are a bit more streamlined than the Ironclad is. So it's just easier to get the winning decks against the Heart. So anyways, thank you guys, everybody, for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below if you feel like I could have made some better choices along the way, or if you just want to say hi. You know, whatever. I'll make sure that I respond. So thank you guys, everybody. Be sure to do something positive today. Go for that walk, go for that hike, you know, cook yourself a nice meal, do something to make yourself feel better for the day. With that being said, good luck and grind on, everyone.